Well, everybody, it's that time again, and it's time for me to make another figure review. Today, I'm going to be doing Gomora, not Gomora, Gomera. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I am so happy with this figure already because he does not have a wired tail, so thank God, and let's get into this. So, here he is, Gomora. I apologize if I keep on pronouncing that wrong. I honestly, I keep on getting confused with the Marvel character, so that's fun. But Gomora is definitely already a better figure in my opinion, only because that for once, the tail are in segments and not wire. So thank God for that. I'm hoping the lighting's okay, because since this was a darker figure, I had to turn on my ultra bright lights for this one. And so already off the bat, we already do get some accessories, which I will have to say the hands are weirdly molded. So, like, this, can you focus? Thank you. This is more like a fist, I think. More like a fist or like a digging claw. That's what it kind of looks like, which this looks perfectly fine. This looks good. Like, this looks good for, like, fighting in, like, more, like, action sequences, or if he's about to, like, try and get back up off the ground. This one, on the other hand, this one also looks like a fist, but, come on, focus. Focus, you mother. Come on. Okay, but you can actually see that for some reason his middle finger is like tucked in. I'm not sure why they made it like that. That's really strange, but hey, you know what? It's whatever. And obviously we do get his big tail that was chopped off, which we will be checking that out and see what that looks like on the figure if I do not break anything. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Now then, let's get to the figure itself. Already here, right off the bat, we got ourselves a very nicely head sculpt right here. And let's just get a little zoomage on that. And obviously I can already see right off the bat there is a little bit of paint mishap with this eye right there. So that he looks a little bit goofy, which that kind of sucks. I was kind of hoping for like a really nicely detailed figure that's actually not going to have any applications, but you know what, nothing's ever perfect. But the horns right here and obviously the shading and the coloring looks absolutely amazing. I love the little dark tips up here look very nice, and obviously his front horn right here is very nicely colored. And if we just tilt his head up and open up that mouth, we can get a look at those teeth, get a little dentist appointment. And again, the teeth are very, very nicely painted and applicated, unlike some of like the present SH.Figuarts figures. I mean, to be fair, their teeth go like, it's off, but like this just looks amazing. Even the glossy paint on the inside, it looks great. It looks really good. And obviously we got ourselves some nice little jaw movement right there. His mouth can open up that much. At least that much. So that's not too bad. Not bad at all. Let's get some neck movement here. So obviously he can move his neck. Very, very good movement. He can look almost that far. Got some... I just try to be careful because the joints are a little bit stiff. This is SH.Figuarts and not Monster Arts, which is quite surprising in my opinion. And his head can move that far to the right. Sorry, I mean left. And he can move, he can look up that high, which is actually really impressive. And he can look I think he can look all the way down. Can he? Yeah, he can. He can look all the way down. Just like Golza can. Just honestly awesome. And that ab crunch really does help. Right there, we got ourselves a nice little ab crunch. I always thought this right here, this was kind of weird to me, how like his belly is. Because he all has like that weird little, I guess like, I'm not sure what you would call that. Like scales or something. Like it looks weird and it feels weird, but honestly I gotta get used to that. But obviously, you know, that moves around quite nicely. That moves around really well actually. And his Arms, I will have to say that I have a little bit of like few disagreements with, because they're not very posable. Like his shoulder is extremely stiff, like very, very stiff. Even with his elbows and everything, he can only move it up that high. I mean, I can like get like him to look like he's about to punch something, which I mean that's what I kind of need to do for my stop motion, like, because it seems like more the Ultraman fighters, Ultraman Kaijus and like characters in general go more like, I guess, like hand in hand, like they go more fist fighting than anything, instead of like how I usually see in the Godzilla movies where they just like try and grab each other and push each other over, until later on the other films when Final Wars actually starts punching people. But you know, that's besides the point. And it's like as with the other arm. His other arm seems a little bit more stiff. It's just really difficult. I'm not sure why that this figure, I mean, I guess like, cause I guess it has kind of like smaller arms, I guess. Well, Golza has longer arms, so I guess that makes sense. I don't see how Gomora can be, or Gomera can be such of a strong fighter then. And now let's get down to his legs here. His legs are very, very nicely sculpted. I also really like that gloss. I mean, it's a little bit annoying, but honestly, it's kind of a nice touch, though. And the shading looks really nice coming through the camera. So, right here, he can kick it. Nope, we don't want to move the ab here. You kick at least that far up. And we can also see that it was made in China, so that's fun. And then you can move back that far. Is not bad at all. I mean, yeah, he's got really good fluent movements. That's not bad. And obviously you can, oh, you can kick out his leg that far. It's really nice. We got some ankle articulation here, which is good. That's always good. I'll always take that. Same with this leg. It doesn't seem like, I'm not experiencing any problems with this figure, so I'm gonna keep my hands crossed for that. And now, unlike Golza, we can actually talk about tail articulation. So what I've noticed is that the tail is yet still weirdly sculpted, because all these little grooves and bumps right here do not allow it to go at its full range of mobility. So like, yeah, I mean, it could still like go up a decent amount. Still curls up pretty well, which is good. That's always good. Goes down about that far, so that's good. You can see the little bit of gaps opening up though. And his tail can really move. It's a lot more flexible than, you know, a silly little wire tail. Obviously, whenever I bend it more, the gaps really start to show, though. So, I have to make sure I stay in the range of movement where those gaps won't be showing when I do my filming. But, overall, this is really great figure. Now, let's check out some of his, let's check out this little hunk of meat piece right here. Let's see what that looks like and see if that changes anything. So here we are with the little hunk of meat piece. That's what I'm gonna start calling it now. And obviously I guess like you call it gore, looks very, very nice. I love all the shading and the coloring. Too bad they didn't like add like a bone in the middle. That would be like really nicely detailed. They added like a bone, but I'm not sure how tails are. I guess tails are mostly muscle, but then again, in some tails they do have bones in them, so it's hard to tell. That's honestly difficult. So I mean, I guess it could go both ways there for Gomora or Gomera. But yeah, I think that kind of wraps up about the figure. I mean, I don't think there's really much else I could talk about. You know, he's got really nice range of articulation. My only problem is the little left eye that there, and obviously his arms, I wish, could swivel more. As you can tell, this is extremely stiff. But overall, he's a really fantastic figure. And you know what? Let's just get to the photography part, and then we'll wrap it up there.